Okay, so it's really bright in here. I need to go fix my hair a little bit. But I'm heading to my grandma's right now, and we are going to make lemon bars. So we're gonna go do that. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of footage. Hopefully I don't forget, but I'm just so excited to go over there and make these. I've never made them before, and I think they're gonna go perfectly with the punch that I have planned to make tomorrow as well. It's just gonna be a really perfect spring day, hopefully. I know the lighting's a little weird, but I just finished getting ready and I got some packages in the mail, and they're all like t-shirts because I went crazy and ordered a bunch of t-shirts on Etsy because I'm trying to replace like the older t-shirts that I have with newer ones, and I wear t-shirts a lot. So we're gonna see which ones actually came in the mail together. Some of them I think are bookish related, pretty sure, so we'll see which ones these are. Oh my gosh, the first one is my Daisy Jones and the Six t-shirt. Oh my gosh, it's probably perfect. Literally, look at this. It has the Aurora and it has Daisy Jones and the Six, and it lists the places they played. Oh my gosh, and it has them across the top. I love it. I'm about to wear this one like today because I literally cannot handle that. Okay, let's see what the other ones are. I'm so excited. Okay, this one was not the color that I thought it was, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But it's my Jesus is King t-shirt. I really like the colors in this one though because they're like blue, green, and orange. And I think they go together really well. I don't have a Jesus t-shirt, so we gotta change that. And then I have one more, which I had a feeling those were the two that came in because those shipped first, but I don't know what this one is. Ah! Maybe I'll wear this one instead. Oh Lord. This is my Midnight's t-shirt. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh. It has the album titles on there, and then it has the Midnight Rain song lyric. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I don't know which one to wear now. Okay, you can't really tell that it's like a light blue color, but we went with the Taylor Swift shirt. So happy, but yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get into some things today. It is a very late start to this 48-hour readathon, especially since we only have, 48 hours to read. But I remember I read like part of the Dead Romantics at one point, and then I stopped reading it. So I do remember where I left off, and I remember the things that happened. So I'm starting off that book to start off the readathon, and I'm like 147 pages into it. And so I only have like 2.5 hours left of the audiobook. So I'm doing pretty good. And if I finish those early, like all my books early, I'm gonna finish reading Yours Truly, and that'll be like I read one whole romance book, if that makes sense, because the amount of pages I have left in Yours Truly and the amount I have left in The Dead Romantics pretty much add up to one book. So that's where we're at. But my plans today are to complete some things on the bingo board, and I've already completed one of them, or actually maybe one or two of them, I don't know, but I'm gonna look. And I am about to fix myself some lunch, and we're gonna have an indoor picnic because it has been dreary and rainy over in South Carolina this weekend, so it's very wet outside. So we're gonna have an indoor picnic. It's gonna be fun. Maybe I'll put on like a springy show. I might watch an episode of like Anne of Green Gables, or Anne with an E, I mean, but you know what I mean. So we may do something like that, just to get in that springtime feel. And then we're going to get straight back into the reading because it is almost 1 o'clock and I have yet to read anything today. So we have to get into it. Liv's doing sprints on her channel tonight, so I think I'm going to join those. And I know she's doing sprints tomorrow, so hopefully all these sprints are going to help me get through, you know, the whole spiel. But you guys will have seen that I did my flower arrangements, which was part of the bingo board, is to buy yourself flowers. So I bought myself some flowers, and I also like arranged them. They're not the prettiest things, but I like them. I'm reading a book with pink on the cover. It's like a pinkish orange for The Dead Romantics. I'm gonna go on a picnic. I need to take a picture of my TBR and post that. I'm about to, let's see, I will probably take a nature walk at some point. Maybe I'll walk with my dog for a little bit. And then, we need to create or color a piece of spring artwork at some point today, make a refreshing drink, and read a book set during the spring. So, I think Flower Heart is what I'm going to say set during the spring because it just feels springy. So we have a lot to get to, but I did make a treat to go with my drink that I'm making, but we're going to go ahead and get into this drink that I'm making. My Bible study leader, who is a good friend of mine, showed me how to make it, and it was delicious. So I have something that I'm going to do my own little take on it and see how it turns out, but let's just do it. What happened. We're not doing a picnic inside. We're just gonna sit in the living room and eat. But I did make my punch. I didn't have enough stuff like for sandwiches because my parents are out getting groceries right now and stuff like that. So I'm already hungry. It's 1 o'clock, so I need to eat before they come back. But we made the punch, which if you guys didn't see, I did for I think a gallon. I did 2 bottles of Fresca, the grapefruit sparkling soda, and then I did 2 of the Body Armor Light kiwi, strawberry kiwi or something like that, which the Bible study leader that showed me this recipe, she does peach mango, but I'm not a big fan of peach or mango. So I did kiwi and strawberry, and then I did 2 packets of the raspberry lemonade, and it is delicious. It is so, so good. And then I got fancy and did it with this glass because why not? But literally the only thing we have here to eat right now is leftover pizza. So that's what we're having for lunch today. And I need to show you guys these as well, that I went over to my grandma's house and she has a recipe. And so we made some and they look so good. And they go perfectly with like my lemonade punch. And it is homemade lemon bars, lemon squares. I'm trying to get a good light on them where it's not like blinding. There you go. They're really easy to make. They smell so good. My grandma, of course, she made some, so she had to try it. But I just recently discovered how much I love lemon anything. And so I'm going crazy with the lemon stuff. But we're going to go eat and drink our punch, and then hopefully we'll get back to reading. Okay, so lunch has been eaten. I am good to go. I went ahead and got my little Book Dragon cup filled with some water to get me going. I have some Alani Nu energy packets standing by in case I need them. But it's almost 2 o'clock and I'll just show you guys what I'm getting up to now. So I have my Goblin Core coloring book and I found the one that screams spring the most to me, so I'm gonna color this little fairy sitting on flowers. I think it looks super freaking cute. And I have The Dead Romantics pulled up on audiobook ready to go. We actually have less than 2.5 hours left in the audiobook. And then on the screen on my TV I have this cozy little springtime ambiance going. Peanut Butter's loving it because she hears the birds. It's just perfect. So let's go ahead and get into the coloring. Okay, so I took a small nap. It is now 4:30. I just woke up. I don't even know why I did that. You couldn't see it, but I read until like 3:10 and I made it to page 200 in The Dead Romantics. So I am over the halfway point. And it's still good. I know there's a lot of hype behind this book, and I think that's why I was like really nervous to read it. And I really am enjoying the storyline of this one. And I think the more that I read it, the more that I like it. So I'm excited to keep reading it. I still have my spring ambiance going in the background, and I'm about to get back down to reading, and hopefully my next update will be to tell you guys that I finished this book. Sorry for the odd angle. I'm trying to find the link. Okay, the link to do sprints on Olivia's Patreon for the spring fling. I still need to read like an hour and a half. I think I have an hour left. I'm on page 250, so I'm going to finish that up on sprints, and then I think I'm going to jump into my Enola Holmes graphic novel. But I'm going to go ahead and log in here and get to reading with some friends. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys an update on where I'm at with my reading for right now. I just finished The Dead Romantics. It was at like a 4-star read for me, but there was I was thinking, you know, I might go to a 4.5 because there was just something felt like it was missing. But there were 2 things at the very, or not at the very end, but close to the end, 2 like twists that I did not see coming that I absolutely loved. So this book was definitely a 5-star. It may even be a favorite for the year. So I'm very excited about that. We're still sprinting on Olivia's Patreon. She's eating, I think, dinner, and then there's Keisha and Rachel, and we have this beautiful, you know, ambiance room going, so it's really good. And this is going to be my next read, I think, for the readathon. It's Enola Holmes, the graphic novel. And from what I understand, this is supposed to follow the first 3 books in the original Enola Holmes books by Nancy Springer. So I'm really excited. I'm about to get into this and hopefully finish it tonight as well. And then tomorrow we'll see what I'm going to get up to. I know that I have church and I'm supposed to be watching some kids after church for my Bible study leaders, like their Bibles there. I don't know. I just know that I'm supposed to be watching some kids after church. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. But hopefully I'll be able to get this graphic novel read tonight and then hopefully read some tomorrow. I don't know how much reading I'll actually get done tomorrow, but we will see. I'm either going to read Flower Heart, but I'm also thinking about changing up my TBR a little and maybe counting The Dead Romantics as my book with flowers on the cover, since it does have, you know, flowers on the bottom. And then read the rest of Yours Truly that I have and count that as my romance read, and then this will be my graphic novel, obviously. So depending on how much I have to do tomorrow will probably depend on that, but we will see. But I'm gonna get back to reading. Okay, you guys, it's been a day. It is literally almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've gotten some stuff done. So I went to church this morning and I actually had to babysit a few kids right after church because a few adults were having a meeting and stuff like that. And then I had to go eat lunch at my grandma's house with some of my family, and so I didn't get home until like 3 o'clock. But I need to do a little bit of schoolwork and fill out a few things, and then I think I'm gonna attempt to finish Yours Truly and count this as my romance for the readathon like I talked about earlier. And then The Dead Romantics will count as my book with flowers on the cover. And then I'll try to get to Flower Heart this coming week, just because I want to make sure I get that read in time for Liv's book club and everything like that. But again, I think the discussion's not until May 4th, so I have time. But I'm so tired. Like, I'm having to convince myself that I do not need to nap, but I want to so bad. But I'm gonna go ahead and get some stuff done for school, and then hopefully we can finish off this readathon strong today by completing all of these prompts. Okay, you guys, it is actually the next day. It's Monday, and I just completely forgot to basically wrap up this vlog. I feel like this vlog has not gone to plan, but it's perfectly fine because I still think it's a great one and I'm still proud of what I accomplished. So I just want to say a big thank you to Olivia for just thinking of these ideas and this readathon and bringing up everything. It's been so creative, so fun, and I'm just gonna do a little spreadsheet real quick and show you guys of the things that I accomplished. So I know how bingo boards work, you know, like you try and get just as many as you can. So you guys might not be able to see all of them and what they actually say, but I was able to buy myself flowers. I did read a book with pink on the cover. I did not go on a picnic. I did not read a whimsical middle grade book. And I also did not take a picture of my TBR, which was such an easy one, but I didn't. I did take a nature walk. I just didn't get to vlog it because it wasn't much. It started raining really quick afterwards, so it was not aesthetic at all, so I didn't get it on camera. I did color a piece of spring artwork. I did make a refreshing drink, and I would say that I read a book set in spring because this one just shouts spring to me. So yeah, that's what we're gonna say. It doesn't have, I don't think, like when things happen, but yeah, I'm gonna say it was spring. So what I say goes, right? But again, I was able to fulfill all of the prompts, and I'm gonna go through them really quickly and just do like a basic wrap up for you guys to end the vlog. So again, I started out with a different TBR than I actually intended. Or I started out with a TBR that I intended to read and just did not. And I ended up reading books different. I did stick for the most part, but I just switched things around. So the first one was to read a book with flowers or plants on the cover. That originally was going to be Flower Heart, but I just was not in the mood for that book. And I, again, ran out of time to read. I was focusing on trying to fulfill like the bingo board because I've never done that before, so I really wanted to do that. So the book that I'm counting with plants or flowers on the cover, this has both, is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This one is one that I picked up before, and I really liked it, but I did not understand the hype. And I probably read a little less than halfway into the book and put it down, so I picked up where I left off because I did remember where I left off and the things that happened. But it was so good. I kept reading, and the ending, oh my gosh, there were like 2 plot twists that happened in the end of this book that just made the story that much more exciting and that much better. And this is definitely like one of my favorite books that I've read this year. It's really funny because I feel like, as a person who doesn't read a ton of romance, I mean, I enjoy romance books, I really do, but there are certain ones that I like and certain ones that I don't like. I tend to like my romance books with a little bit more plot, which is why I like this author, K.A. Tucker, Abby Jimenez, Emily Henry, those kinds of romance books, and this one delivered. This one was a 5-star read, and it was so good and a great way to like kick off the readathon. So the next prompt was to read a spring graphic novel. I actually left this in my car, and I just now remembered that I left it in my car. I thought that it was here, but it's not, so I'll put up a picture. But it was the Enola Holmes graphic novel. This is the first 3 books, I think I told you guys that, of the original Enola Holmes books, wrapped into one graphic novel, and I gave this 4 stars. I actually enjoyed it. I love the artwork, and I just love the story of Enola Holmes. I think it was like a little bit too long for a graphic novel, especially since this one is considered a middle grade graphic novel. But again, I still really enjoyed it. I just think it could have been better, like if it was separated maybe. But I just really love the artwork style in it. I love how they stuck pretty much to the original storyline and just brought this Enola Holmes world to life. You know, we have the Netflix movies, and I haven't read the Enola Holmes books, so I don't know for sure how they are, you know, what the stories contain, but you can just tell that the author was trying really hard to stay into what happened in all the novels that Nancy Springer wrote. But again, it was a really cute graphic novel. It had plants and flowers on the cover. It was just beautiful. And the next one was read a cute romance book, and that was going to be The Dead Romantics. That was going to be my romance book, but again, I was cutting it close on time, so I actually, again, was halfway through Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up the rest of that and read it. So I told Olivia, like, basically, between this and The Dead Romantics, I basically read 1 full book and a graphic novel, because I read half of this and half of The Dead Romantics. But y'all, I will never stop talking about this book. This is my absolute favorite book that I've read this year, and I don't know if it could be topped. This book had so much going on in it. If you have not read an Abby Jimenez book, and you are someone who doesn't really care for romance books, or you just want something that is feel good but also makes you feel different emotions, you need to check her out. And this one is perfect. As a person who has struggled with anxiety for most of her life, I can tell you that I have never related to a character more than I have Jacob, the male character in this book. And that is saying something to me. Usually, you know, with romance books, you're always pulling for the girl character, the female character, and you're hoping that, you know, they get their happy ever after. But I was pulling for Jacob so much in this book. And you can all see, you can probably see all the tabs that I have put in this book. Literally love it. I think I tabbed almost every page with something. Some of these have been tabbed, like some pages were tabbed multiple times because there was just like 2 things that I could not tab. But if you like Grey's Anatomy, if you want something that has anxiety representation, things that deal with like trauma from other relationships in your life, and how to move forward from that, this is the book for you. It is so good. Again, 5 stars. But it was such a successful readathon. I cannot wait for the next one, honestly. I think 48-hour readathons are so much fun, and they just kind of like motivate you to read all day long, and I love getting to do that. But again, thank you so much to Olivia. I'm so happy to be a part of her Patreon, and if you guys want to join, I will leave it linked down below for you, just so you guys can check it out. She has, you know, different tiers and different things, but she really does make a really cozy, fun community, and it's just so much fun to be a part of, and I hope that you guys will be able to join for the next one. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this video and taking the time out of your day to be here, and I will see you in my next one.